Welcome back to Instables, everyone. Happy Saturday. Hope you guys are having a blessed weekend. Again, going over exactly what we're looking for going into next week as we have CPI and PPI. Again, prior we did have a sell-off, a gravestone doji that we did continue on lower with after PPI. Again, CPI gave us our indecisive doji candle coming out here, and then we did continue on lower after our gravestone doji. Now sitting just below our 200-day moving average as our 20-day crosses below our 50. I'm going to go over exactly what we're looking for from here. Hit the like button if you enjoy, subscribe if you are new to the channel, and if you are a day trader, if you want to see pre-market news that you want to be watching, if you're looking for data sets that you want to be watching, for example, 30 minutes before market open, the market very much does react to certain data sets and you didn't know that they were coming out, or 30 minutes after market open if you guys are trading out the gate movers, or just looking for those major volatile breakouts on news that we mention every single day in the Instables room, go to instables.com in the description below. And for only $15 a month, you will never miss a breakout alert today. Again, let's jump into this one. So jumping into the SPY with you guys here, looking at our intraday perspective off the bat, again, looking at our daily candle structure to anticipate where we're headed next. As you guys can see, again, sitting on our evening star, continuing on lower on the week, as we did mention, again, as we were rejecting key resistance on our 20-day moving average. Again, our prior sell-off point that we did have, rejecting and continuing on lower on an evening star setup here, now sitting just below our 200-day moving average, looking to see if we will possibly get that bearish candle structure to the downside, possible continuation on lower if we have, again, higher than expected CPI data coming out, or PPI like we had prior. Again, our prior CPI was higher than expected but lower than prior, so again, the market very indecisive what to think. So again, PPI had a lot more to say, so again, that's why we're going to stay cautious as we're leading into CPI on Tuesday, and then PPI the very next day on Wednesday. And again, after getting our gravestone doji to PPI, again, continuing on lower, we must stay cautious on Tuesday and Wednesday with very important inflation reports. And with our 20-day now crossing below our 50, we will see if we get possible bearish candle structure continuations to the downside, if we continue to respect our 20-day to the downside, and if we continue to cross below our 200-day moving average to continue on with that bearish momentum will be the watch this week. We'll see exactly what happens with data coming out this week, but again, the Fed's very much expecting worse data to come. However, Biden also mentioning that he expects CPI to not be so bad. We'll see exactly if that does happen. Now, looking at our swing perspective here, looking at our weekly chart, as you guys can see, again, we have been keeping an eye on one very key indicator, and that has been our 20-weekly moving average, crossing above our 50-weekly moving average, looking for that possible bullish candle structure as we respect our 20-weekly moving average. Would have been a very strong and bullish move possible to the upside, but as you guys can see, currently sitting on an engulfing candle to the downside, so we are cautious, looking to see if we will possibly get any bounces and respect our 20-weekly moving average to the upside by any given chance, since we are crossing above our 50-weekly moving average. Again, we have not had that happen throughout the last year of selling off. So again, as we decross higher here, still keeping this on watch, but again, as we drop lower here, we are cautious. Again, we have our prior area of balance that we will be testing going into this next week, so we'll see exactly how we close on the daily chart if we get that possible bearish candle structure to the downside to possibly continue on lower and retest our 200 weekly moving average. So again, that's what we will keep on watch if we will possibly get that bearish candle set up to the downside to possibly retest our 200-day. Until then, we are looking to see if we can close above our 20-day moving average. Now, looking at the MACD, one very key indicator that we will be watching out for next week, if we're going to be getting that continuation on lower with strength, we will be looking for our 12 and our 26 to cross lower here. If they do cross lower, then we can assume continuations on strength to the downside. And if we continue on below the median or MACD, then we can continue on with the major sell-off. That will be the bearish case scenario. So again, keeping an eye on our 12 and our 26 on our weekly MACD. Very key. Now, looking at our monthly chart again, looking at our long perspective again, as we mentioned last month, we were retesting our 20-month moving average, now sitting on that continuation of that rejection, looking to see if we will retest our 50-month moving average, possibly bounce back, look for that possible bullish case scenario, or if we do possibly close this candle again, completely covering our prior body's candle, which again could possibly happen still since we have not closed this candle. We still have a few weeks till we do close this candle, so we will see if we do close any stronger than we are now on this continuation of a rejection. Since we do have our wick to the upside showing us that continuation on that rejection, we will see if we will continue on with that rejection as we did prior when we did test our 20 monthly moving average. Again, we continued on lower, but we did close within our prior month's body here, giving us that possible bullish case scenario. So again, looking at exactly what our candle structure is very key, and looking at our MACD, the one indicator that we have been tracking for our long-term momentum. If we're going to have any bullish momentum long-term, we will have our 12 and our 26 crossing higher here on our monthly chart. Until this does happen, we are continuing on lower. Again, even curling lower here, showing us that possible continuation on bearish momentum. So again, we are very cautious until we start to curl up here. We are not anticipating that possible long-term momentum. So again, that is what we're keeping on watch. Keeping your monthly MACD on watch is going to stay very key long-term, making sure that we do get that bullish candle structure above our 20 monthly moving average if we're going to even possibly continue on higher. So again, making sure that we are cautious on that long-term momentum till we do get better bullish candle structure. And lastly, to recap on our intraday momentum, again, we were tracking our Fibonacci lines mentioned. If we dropped below our 0.5 fib a couple days ago, we would possibly retest our 0.38 fib. And as you guys can see, that's exactly what happened. We had a bounce, and then intraday continued on lower below our 0.38 fib, and then now we are retesting halfway through our prior area balance here. So again, we are within our prior support, looking to see if we will get a bounce, looking to see if we will possibly close with a doji candle to the downside, possibly retest the upper end of our 0.38 fib going into next week, looking for confirmation as we do have CPI and then PPI. Again, that gave us confirmation on that continuation on lower prior. We will keep on watch to see which data comes out on Tuesday and Wednesday. Extremely key. A lot of traders underestimated PPI last time after we had CPI. Again, having that doji candle possibly continuing on higher. We didn't continue on above our 416 level, and we did continue on lower with that gravestone doji to the downside and continued on lower. So again, keeping an eye on exactly what our bullish and bearish candle structure is every single day. Keeping an eye on our Fibonacci lines as well. Very nice plays this last week if you did play it. Looking forward to this week in the Instabulls room. Now again, with that said, if you are a day trader, if you're looking for pre-market news before market open every single day, we mentioned pre-market news 2.5 hours before market open every single day. Go to instabulls.com in the description below, and you will never miss a breakout alert today again. And again, all of you Instabulls continue to go at it as we have been in the Instabulls room, making sure that we take what the market gives us. Very, very choppy this week. With data next week, we have CPI and PPI. Again, continuing to stay blessed and take what the market gives us is what we will continue to stay focused on. And again, if you guys do like this video, it does help the channel grow, and I do appreciate it very much. And again, God bless you all, and I'll see you guys in the next video.